All right, let's get right into it. Today we're exploring a really cool modern fable. It's all about one of our oldest obsessions as a species, the search for immortality. And this story plays out through two incredible figures, a biohacker who's on the absolute cutting edge and a wise, ancient dragon. So imagine this deep, ancient voice. That's Zoran, the dragon sage. He's seen it all, watched empires come and go, and he asks this question that just cuts right to the bone. Are we pushing for forever because we're brave? Or are we just terrified of the end? It's the central tension of this whole story. So, you've got these two opposing forces, right? On one side, there's the mortal, Brian Johnson, a real guy, by the way, who's pouring millions of dollars and using artificial intelligence to basically conquer his own biology. And on the other side, the dragon, Zoran, who represents this ancient wisdom. He sees life not as a puzzle to be solved, but as a great cosmic cycle to be a part of. It's pure human ambition versus the rhythm of nature itself.
Now, from the dragon's point of view, Brian is like a modern-day Prometheus. You know, the guy from the myths who was bold enough to steal fire from the gods? But Brian's trying to steal something even bigger, time itself. And make no mistake, this quest isn't just about living to be 120. It's way, way more radical than that.
See, Brian's goal is to completely transcend our biological programming. We're talking about using everything in the toolkit, AI, gene editing, bioenhancements, to fundamentally rewrite the definition of what it means to be human. So, what does a day in the life of someone attempting this actually look like?
Well, it boils down to this incredible idea, an alchemy of precision. His entire existence is like a perfectly conducted symphony of data, insane discipline, and constant biological innovation.
His day doesn't start with some annoying alarm clock. No, it starts with a simulated sunrise that perfectly aligns his body's natural clock. Then comes a battery of supplements, all tailored to him, and a vegan diet designed literally at the molecular level. His afternoons? They're deep dives into medical research with his team. And his day ends in what he calls a sanctuary of rest, a bedroom that is perfectly calibrated for temperature and darkness to guarantee the deepest sleep possible. Every single thing is measured. Every variable is tracked.
Now, what's wild is that Brian's super modern approach, it actually mirrors the goals of ancient mystics. Think about it. Where mystics used herbs and food as medicine, he uses bioengineered nutrients. Where they practice pranayama, or breath control, he uses neuroscience and real-time data feedback. And where they talked about manipulating chi, or life force energy, he uses wearable tech and AI algorithms. Both paths are chasing the exact same thing, balance and vitality. But the dragon, Zoran, sees a huge danger in a path that relies only on data and ignores the soul.
And this is where the story takes a turn. Because the dragon, watching all this from his ancient perch, he can sense that Brian's incredible ambition might just be blinding him to a really critical piece of the puzzle.
So Zoran asks this gut punch of a question. He sees that when you're so obsessed with extending life, you might just lose the very things that make life worth living in the first place. And this isn't just some philosophical musing. It's a direct warning of what's about to happen.
This is the moment of truth, the moment of hubris. In his relentless drive for a breakthrough, Brian makes a huge error. He pushes ahead with an experimental new compound, even though his own data was screaming at him, warning of potentially dangerous side effects.
And the experiment backfires. Big time. His body rejects it, his health plummets, and suddenly he's staring down this profound, terrible irony. The very quest to conquer death has brought him face to face with his own mortality. It's a moment of total failure. But it's also the beginning of something. So, humbled by the raw limits of science, Brian is finally, truly open to a different kind of wisdom. And now, the dragon offers him 3 lessons that are going to completely change the game for him. The first lesson is a complete paradox for a man who is obsessed with control and metrics. Zoran tells him that real strength isn't about fighting the current. It's about learning the art of surrender.
Strength is not in the fist that grips, the dragon says, but in the hand that opens. You get it? For Brian, this means a massive mental shift. He has to stop trying to force his biology into submission and start learning to find harmony with his body's own natural intelligence.
The second lesson is a direct challenge to his entire multi-million-dollar project. Instead of more tech, more data, more complexity, the dragon points him towards something much simpler.
Zoran reminds him of a fundamental truth. Nature always wins. The deepest harmony doesn't come from expensive gadgets, it comes from having a sense of reverence for nature. You know, the ancient Taoists found that balance through simple things like walking in the woods and breathing fresh air. Wisdom that is available to every single one of us, for free.
Okay, and this final lesson. This might be the most powerful one of all. It goes beyond the body entirely, revealing that the greatest tool he has been inside him all along. It's the alchemy of his own mind.
Here's the dragon's ultimate wisdom. Our mind is like a crucible. Our thoughts, our emotions, whether it's fear and stress or peace and gratitude, they literally produce chemicals in our body. They can act as venom or they can act as vitality. The ultimate cure, the real fountain of youth, isn't in a test tube. It's forged inside our own consciousness.
Now, these lessons don't make Brian just give up on his quest. Not at all. Instead, they completely transform it. The goal is no longer just about living forever. It's about living with depth, with meaning, with soul.
And this right here perfectly captures that new philosophy. Eternity isn't something you find by counting up your birthdays. You find it in the quality and the depth of your being. The mission shifts from simply extending the length of the flame to cranking up its brightness.
And so, the fable leaves us all with this final question to think about. We all have that flame inside of us. So the real challenge isn't just about how long we can keep it from going out. It's about how brightly we choose to let it burn while we're here. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.